Today we have Mr. Amey Kulkarni here. He is in Nvidia Bangalore and he graduated in 2012 from Electronics Department of Walchand College of Engineering. He did his post graduation in 2014 from BITS Goa campus, and 2014 onwards he is working with Nvidia as senior systems software engineer. The purpose of this interaction is to know about the current trends in embedded software and some sharing by Amey for all of us. So, welcome Amey.
Thank you, sir.
So, first of all, tell us about details of your current work.
Okay, so I am a part of embedded software team of Nvidia. I basically work on an Nvidia SoC, which is a system on chip, which is officially named as Tegra, and which is targeted for mostly automotive market for the applications like automotive infotainment, where we have this navigation displays, then Bluetooth connectivity, as well as the driving assistance systems. Like, maybe you might have heard about advanced terms like cruise control, which is all software based driving and such stuffs. So I work in more details. We work for BSP, which is board support packages, which basically running some OSs like some real-time operating systems like QNX, some RT Linux onto these NVIDIA Tegra chips, so that the advanced applications like driving assistance, navigation can be implemented, they can be run on these Tegra boards.
So, as far as opportunities are concerned, which are the various opportunities, especially in embedded software design?
Okay, so in embedded software design, the major opportunities are in the field of programming, which is OS-based programming, where a student will work on things like Linux kernel, Linux drivers, or the drivers of some other RTOSs like QNX for a certain chip. So in our case, it's NVIDIA chip. There are some other players also like Texas Instruments, Intel, Qualcomm. So in embedded software, a person will work on getting such operating system, such a core basic level software onto these chipsets. So these are the this is some wide the core work, and then apart from that there are other opportunities like nowadays we have things like machine learning or IoT. So that is also a wide domain available for embedded software. But again, the core area is programming. So let's say we may not be aware of what field it is right now, but all embedded software jobs are programming related.
So, for getting those opportunities, really, what are the various skill sets that the students are expected to have?
Yes. So the basic skill set is programming expertise. A student who is interested in embedded software should be well proficient with C programming, right? Starting from assignment, then operators, then loops, then pointers, then going ahead data structures like linked list, stack, queue, trees. So one should have a good programming experience also with this. And then apart from this, OOP, which is C++, because many of the middleware components, if you have heard about this term, middleware is something like we have chip, then we have OS, right? And what runs on OS is a middleware. And then middleware, then application. This is how a general software stack is. So middlewares are this is also another I forgot to mention, like middleware development is also very big domain nowadays in embedded software. So those middlewares are widely written in C++. Let's take a simple example of our Android phones. So Android phones have Java programming, we are aware of, but underneath the Java level, it's C++ implementation of whatever Java APIs. So that component is a middleware component. So we have wide opportunities in middleware development also. Yeah, and then considering going ahead with the skill set, as embedded software is something which is sort of closely related to computer science. So where we have, uh, the skill operating principles of operating system, how a certain program is developed for a certain operating system, which involves POSIX standards or multi-threading concepts. So that also is a required skill set.
Okay.
And little in advanced stage, if somebody has a understanding of Linux kernel, Linux drivers, I mean it's of course always good to have and preferred candidate.
So as far as software is concerned, you told about various things.
Yeah.
What are the various opportunities in hardware domain? If a student is interested in hardware, what he should do or
Okay.
what he should understand?
Well, so hardware, I mean, say we have two, I would say hardware is, we can divide it into two parts. One is the architecture and the other is actual design. So the architecture is something which which falls into embedded software domain, because which involves our things like computer architecture, which is like instruction set, then cache, and then how a basic computer organization principles. So for embedded software domain, it's enough, I think, to have understanding of computer architecture principles. But when we talk about design, which is like actual Verilog coding, then physical design and its verification, so that part goes into a chip design section. So industries have these two very strictly defined verticals. So the internal I mean, one is interested in hardware, but working in embedded software is a little rare case to have. So basically these are I mean, the workflow wise, process wise, these are absolutely two different domains. So that VLSI design comes in, where we have usage of, first is Verilog programming, then the design using these cadence tools, synopsis tools. So it's basically that area of work.
How far post graduation is important for students? What is your experience?
Well, okay. So, there is no very direct answer as far as, as far as I think. So, whether it's absolutely required or not, it again depends on individual choice. And um yeah, I mean, that's the main factor actually. So, post graduation, so okay, so considering the job opportunities, I would say when a person is postgraduate, then industry expects more from him. The job opportunities which are which are offered to a postgraduate student are little specific, depending on what skill set. Say, let's say there is a candidate who has done his post graduation in, say, communication engineering. So he won't be considered for a VLSI design role. He will be considered for a embedded an embedded software role, where there is a software related to, say, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or some other radio protocols, right? So it is that kind of thing. But say a certain undergraduate student, so in that case undergraduate students have a general understanding of all the fields. So in that case the industry looks towards him as a general pool of resources, where he can be put in a certain team based on their need. But the same won't happen with a postgraduate student. So warning word is, for a postgraduate student, the scope of jobs is narrower considered to
But then
undergraduate
still
student, but it's more specific.
they will be able to do the job, do the work what they expect to be done.
Yes,
They are,
yes.
in what they are really
They
interested.
are really
So that
interested,
is
of
plus
course.
point of doing PG, I think.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay. In case of UG, probably they will have to do whatever work is assigned to them.
It's possible. Yes,
It's
it's
possible.
possible. And again, the lucrative word of salary and package. So of course the postgraduate students, generally industries offer a little higher pay
Package.
scales to
Okay.
them. Yeah.
And how far gate is important in general from PG
Okay.
point of view, or in general experience of national level competitive exam?
Well, yeah. So GATE is, I think, the very I would say a unique exam, which tests everything right from first year, first semester of engineering to last year, last semester of engineering. I mean, they start at M1, M2, which we study in first year, and then our the branch specific topics. So for a post graduation, yes, GATE is the, I think, only gateway in India to study in
Yes, yes.
the tier 1 institutes. So for students who are interested in pursuing PG in India, yes, GATE is, I think, the only option. Apart from that, I think few government public sector companies, they, I think, they
Yes.
have started recruiting through GATE
Directly.
from last few years. And again, so let's say, even forgetting about this, post graduation aspect, GATE is something which will test us how well a certain
We are
student have
prepared.
done in his
UG.
engineering
So
in
doing
the
it,
UG.
you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
useful?
because say for general engineering exams are restricted to a semester, but I think there is not nobody. I mean, there is no exam which tests all 8 semesters, right? So GATE is one exam in
Good.
it. Yeah. So even let's say somebody is not interested, he is more interested. He has secured a good job in placement and no PG and all, but still, it's
It's good to
okay to
have.
appear for a GATE to just evaluate for ourselves okay, how good we have done. So
And as far as BITS Pilani is concerned,
yeah,
BITS Goa is concerned, what
okay,
was your experience? How was the
yeah. So BITS is, it's again a tier 1 institute in India. So my experience is fantastic, but on the other side, it's little hard to pursue post graduation in, it's not only BITS, it's I think all tier 1 institutes, because there are, other than normal study, right, which we do in undergraduation, there are some other assignments also, like PG students are asked to involve in the projects which are carried out by the professor. Then there are other works like teaching assistantship. And again, in BITS, I would say it was even little harder, because BITS has a sort of a philosophy of project based learning. So there used to be projects for each and every course, so for 4 courses a semester and then 4 projects. So but again, it was very good to learn, like whatever and the bit I mean, whatever 2 years in BITS were really a foundation for uh, my journey in industry. I mean, of course, the in whatever undergraduate studies in Walchand, it was, of course, but that was a foundation level. In BITS, it was more towards industry oriented project work,
more focused
more
towards?
focused on project work. And again, BITS has that internship semester, they call it as a practice school, so where institute helps students to find internship in several good companies, and that again helps to really secure a good job in.
So what is your message regarding their UG project work? Because they
Yes,
will be doing UG project work now,
yes,
so
yes, yes.
please give some message to them so that they will
Yeah,
do it
guys.
properly.
So project work is really good. I mean, personally, I think it is something where we can do which we really want. Let's say it's a considering our exam, right? So we can't write anything we want. So it's specific, for a question what it expects. Also, a project gives us to have to work with that topic in a way we want to. It may be incorrect in first attempts, but we will keep learning through projects. And whatever we learn in books and whatever we learn through project, there is a little difference. So we learn in books, it's all theoretical. Okay, so we know, okay, so and so happens, but how it happens is all we can learn through projects. So do some good projects, discuss with the faculties, discuss with your alumni who are working in industry. They can help in putting some good problems, or in general on website also there are good problem statements available. So select a good topic to work. And another message which I would say give is, like, take it to the completion. Let's not okay, so I would explain it through an example. Say somebody is interested in a DSP, say audio image processing. Then we take some good algorithm, then we run it in MATLAB as a prototype. So let's not stop there. So let's try on working it on running it on some board. Like, there are few boards available, right? Beagle board, then this Raspberry
Raspberry
Pi
Pi.
board. So where, and the support to these boards on website is freely available, so which we can learn. And then this is how embedded software starts working, right? So we have a board, then it has some specific BSP on it, and then a certain algorithm, image processing algorithm, is run through it. Say just take a USB camera, connect it to board, run your algorithm, develop it in C, C++. There are open source softwares available, so use them and get it through completion. So this will give a complete and satisfaction, personal satisfaction also. Ki, yeah, whatever I have implemented, it works cool. So that satisfaction is also very very pleasant. So just take these projects seriously, or maybe we can. One suggestion is, let's not wait for last semester. So, or I think last year, I guess. So maybe in third year, if somebody finds a certain subject interesting, then offline the student can
Out
work
of
on
interest,
it.
they
Yeah,
can do it.
maybe they can spend some 2 hours, 3 hours, and then try gathering some more information about the project, and ultimately we can use that knowledge in final year projects, so to make it even more better.
So this is, I think, good suggestion that the students will follow,
Yeah.
doing projects seriously and with interest.
Yes, yes.
Right. So we had discussion with Amey. He told many things about various opportunities in embedded software design domain as well as hardware domain, and he also shared his thoughts about various skill set needed and opportunities in post graduation, GATE exam and so on. So I hope that this interaction is useful to all of you, and we once again thank Amey,
Yes, thank
and
you,
hope
sir.
that he again comes to us
Yeah,
for more
definitely.
interaction in future.
Yes,
And
definitely.
thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, sir.